Ramona Quimby, the youngest member of the Quimby family, was a whirlwind of curiosity, mischief, and heart. At the heart of Beverly Cleary's beloved series, Ramona's adventures. Whether she's trying to fit in at school, deal with her overachieving older sister Beezus, or simply survive life with her well-meaning, but sometimes stressed parents, are filled with relatable moments and childhood truths. From Ramona the Pest to Ramona Forever, the series captures Ramona's growth from a young, spirited girl into a more thoughtful, if still hilariously unpredictable pre-adolescent. The beauty of the Ramona Quimby series lies not just in Ramona's zany antics, but in her development as a character. Over the course of the books, readers watch Ramona face challenges with an honesty and sincerity that's both funny and touching. Her mischievousness doesn't just stem from a desire to cause trouble. It often comes from her eagerness to understand the world around her, even if it leads her to misstep. Ramona the Pest. The series begins with Ramona the Pest, where readers are introduced to the Quimby family and Ramona's indomitable spirit. At kindergarten, Ramona is thrilled to start school, but she quickly learns that not everyone shares her enthusiasm. She is a little too eager to participate, asking endless questions, interrupting her classmates, and getting into trouble for her impulsive behavior. Her nemesis is her teacher, Miss Binny, who has no patience for Ramona's incessant chatter and curiosity. Ramona's biggest challenge in Ramona the Pest is dealing with her classmates' mixed reactions to her. Her best friend, Howie, is a great source of comfort, but their friendship is tested when she embarrasses him in front of the class. Ramona's desire to be noticed and loved often leads to her making mistakes, but it's her perseverance that helps her find a way to connect with others, even if it's not always in the way she initially imagined. At home, Ramona is trying to navigate her relationship with Beezus, her older sister, who's beginning to feel like an adult, especially when she gets a paper route. Ramona feels left out and determined to prove she's just as responsible. In one memorable scene, Ramona attempts to deliver newspapers herself, only to end up with a trail of destruction and confusion in her wake, all while trying to follow Beezus's example. Ramona the Brave. In Ramona the Brave, the series takes a leap forward in Ramona's life. Now in first grade, she's beginning to get a sense of the world beyond her own family, but her energy and wild imagination still create problems. Ramona's bravery is tested when she's forced to face her fears, like her anxiety about school and her complicated feelings about being the youngest in her family. Ramona's big adventure in this book is her attempt to help her mother by running errands and taking on responsibilities that are meant for older children. However, her confidence often outpaces her actual abilities, leading to a series of hilarious and sometimes heart-wrenching mishaps. One particularly funny moment occurs when Ramona gets her hair caught in a neighbor's bike chain, leading to an emergency that only deepens her sense of inadequacy. The book also introduces new characters that help Ramona see the world from different perspectives. At school, she tries to be friends with a girl named Susan, but their friendship turns out to be more difficult than Ramona expected. The contrast between Ramona's free-spirited nature and Susan's more meticulous approach to life leads to several hilarious misunderstandings, but Ramona's resilience eventually helps her find a way to make the friendship work. Ramona and her father. In Ramona and her father, the focus shifts to Ramona's relationship with her father, Mr. Quimby. Although Mr. Quimby is a loving and kind man, he is also struggling with his job and trying to find his place in the family. Ramona, ever the curious child, begins to notice the tension between her parents and becomes anxious about her father's unhappiness. In typical Ramona fashion, she tries to solve the problem by being as helpful as she can, but in the process, she inadvertently makes things worse. One of the most touching moments in the book is when Ramona tries to support her father by getting him a special gift, a lamp she thinks he'll love. She's convinced that the gift will solve everything, but when it doesn't, Ramona realizes that sometimes, love isn't about fixing things, but just being there for someone, no matter how imperfect things may be. Throughout Ramona and her father, readers see Ramona's increasing maturity. She still has her quirks, her tendency to get into trouble, her impulsive nature, But she's also beginning to understand more about the complexities of family life and her place within it. Ramona Forever. In Ramona Forever, Ramona enters a new stage in her life. No longer just a little girl, she's grappling with the transition from childhood to something a little more grown-up. Her relationship with her parents, especially her mother, is evolving as she becomes more independent, yet she's still very much a child, prone to temper tantrums and misunderstandings. This book sees Ramona deal with her parents' changing relationship and the arrival of a new family member. She also begins to feel the growing pains of adolescence as her body and mind change. Through it all, Ramona's humor and heart help her navigate these challenges. A particularly memorable scene takes place when Ramona gets a new pet, a dog named Picky, who becomes her new best friend. But even that leads to chaos in the Quimby household. Through Ramona's eyes, readers experience the trials and triumphs of growing up. Her struggles with her family, her friends, and even herself are all part of her journey. But through it all, Ramona remains as endearing and relatable as ever. She doesn't always get things right, but her determination, creativity, and vulnerability make her a beloved character who resonates with readers of all ages. Ramona's legacy. Ramona Quimby is a character who feels real to children and adults alike. She doesn't just represent the idealized version of childhood. She represents the messy, funny, often frustrating reality of it. Throughout her adventures, she reminds us all that growing up isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking questions, making mistakes, and learning from them. The series is also a poignant reminder of the importance of family, friends, and community. Whether it's her relationship with Beezus, her parents, or her classmates, Ramona learns that love is often messy, imperfect, and complicated, but it's always worth it. In her own unique way, Ramona Quimby teaches us that being brave isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up and doing our best, even when we don't have everything figured out. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends. And let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.